isn't this working? Oh, sick. We're opening in 1 minute here. Let's remove TOPSTEP. Technical difficulties here. TOPSTEP X. All right, I'm gonna turn my camera off. I'm gonna eat while I trade today. I do this, and we are going to see what is up for today. I'm really liking the relative equal highs above us. There's some level below us as well that we're just a bit weary of. So we just gotta wait for a bit more confirmation from the market here before we take a trade. We got a bullish opening gap of 48 handles, which is not bad. We got relative equal highs here, which just got tapped right now. Nice little open to the downside after that sweep. What are the key levels for today? Key levels for today would be, I'm just gonna be waiting for first presentation today around these new day opening gaps. Do watch out for today's new day opening gap, which is right here below us. As I said before, I do want to see, it would be optimal to see first presentation form, us dig lower, take out sell side, come back higher, retest first presentation to the upside, and then target higher levels. All right, first presentation most likely is going to be here. So here is Monday's afternoon first presentation, fair value gap. Let's do this. Oh, maybe it's not going to be. Wednesday, New York, first presentation, fair value gap, 716. I don't think we have any news today. Let me check Forex Factory really quickly. No, none. So gotta be more careful today. Right now, price, it hit mean threshold of first presentation. Oh, sorry, it hit mean threshold of RTH gap. Wow, I'm definitely off of it today. You can see here on the 5 minute, I'm blocking most of it with my face, but let me move it in a way where everyone can see it. At the 5 minute, filling in this PPI gap that we've created earlier today. You know, a possible trade idea for the day would be like getting to first presentation, taking a short from there, something like that. If it does retrace higher and it shows this rejection around like this area, there's a lot of first presentations here, like Mondays afternoon. So that's kind of not ideal. But it looks like this move is unfortunately gone without us. Okay. Okay, let's scratch that idea. So PPI lows, we can put this here, have been taken. You can see right before the lows on the 1 minute how you can kind of see that it just created like a flat bottom off of 4 candles. Just little cookie crumbs that it's actually a liquidity target. Regret not taking that short actually, but it is what it is. Not a part of the plan. What I'm looking for is these lows right here to be rated. There's a lot of resistance that it has to break through to get to these lows, but they are of interest. So these are your 7 o'clock lows. Price rejected PPI lows, pushing up higher here. It's breaking through. When did you take a trade? I took it in Asia last night. The trade was, let's see if I have it printed here. I do. What it was is this right here. This is Asia's first presentation. Like this red bar, pumped higher, created a double top, came back lower, hit it, broke above the new day opening gap, which is right here, and then I took the trade right when it broke above. So to be honest, that wasn't it. It was more like that, and it was like a small trade to the upside. Hey Alex, how's it going, guys? Welcome to the stream. To be honest, a very aggressive entry today would have been this right after the open. These highs swept, just taking a short to PPI lows, but the amount of times I got burned at open, it's something that I just watch now, just collect data. I might, we'll try to find one today, Garvit, like an IFEG forming, but it's fairly simple. It's just one needs to get inverted, and like this would be an example of like a decent one on the 1 hour. Like a bearish fair value gap forms here, it gets respected, and then it just breaks to the upside, respects again, and that's how you trade IFEGs. That's how you invert them. But again, that's just a 1 hour example of using most relevant price action. We got news at 10 o'clock. And for those that just joined, the levels that are going to be today's targets, there's like 2 levels that I really like. Okay, these ones right here, relative equal highs from yesterday. Okay, so there's like a lot of like low resistance. So like all of this is called an LRLR, low resistance liquidity run, with like a double top here. You can see price today, it dropped lower. It went into the new week opening gap of 714. So last week's and this week's. It aggressively rejected. And now right now I'm overall bullish for the day. Like this is my draw overall. Doesn't mean I'm not going to take shorts, but I do prefer longs over shorts. So I'm actually waiting for a deeper liquidity sweep on the 15-minute, preferably the relative equal lows here that I've indicated with the eyeball, and then seeing a reversal around there and pushing it higher. This might be the afternoon trade, but that's the level that I'm targeting today. So yeah. Oh, and Alex, yeah, I don't know if you're on or not, but just the trade was in Asia today. If you want to look at the charts today, I took it at 940. Very small. It wasn't in a macro. It just made sense. How price almost hit this high here, didn't, failed, created a relative equal high, came back lower, rejected first presentation of that day for Asia, broke above NDOG, and then once it respected it, I took it to the upside. Let's see what price is doing here for today, guys. Like for me, this is not tradable right now. We're just sitting in like NDOG territory, lower half of RTH gap. It would have been nice. So the trade that I was actually aiming for is it would have been nice to see this candle go a bit higher to this level here, and then I would have taken that short down to the lows. But it just never gave us an opportunity to play that way. So PPI lows have been taken. On the 5-minute, there's a lot of low resistance. Like this is all liquidity below us, guys. Okay, so watch out. Like taking longs from here, I wouldn't do it. I need to be certain that damage has been done to the downside before it goes up higher. I'm gonna limit short from 5-minute fair value gap. You could, right? And try to target these levels right here. Like this right here is like the level that I want to see swept. These relative equal lows. Maybe I might catch like the very tail end of it, but like, you know, I have all these first presentations just grouped here below us. It has to break through today's new day opening gap, right? 716. Once it does that, it has to break through a couple more in the last 5 days. And then I think once it breaks like this level right here, like the new gap of 711, I think it's going to be a clear run there. So maybe see respect that, and then maybe something like that. Again, but the RR is like doo-doo garbage. I'm waiting for the 1 hour bottom to be taken. Yeah, that's ultimately what I'd want to see. It's just liquidity taken to the downside before going up. Oh fuck, it's definitely pushing right now. Bit messy. 1 hour. This is going to be a pretty bearish 1 hour close. 15-minute pretty bearish as well. Here we've got, hold on, let's see what I have. 7-9, 7-11, 7-16. So we got a lot of first presentations here. To be honest, there's a great morning trade right here. Do you see how like 6 a.m. first presentation just held up price so nicely for like 6 minutes? Taking like a long off of this. I wasn't at the charts, but just kind of looking at this, like that would have been a sick trade. So far, price is bouncing back and forth. We're almost at the 950 macro, which is good. This is one is going to be prime time for us to take a trade. But we will see. Yesterday I was on tilt in the afternoon after like the live stream, just taking essentially like 1.5 good trades. Just what price did wicked me up once, and then I went in again, and it invalidated me. That kind of put me in a spiral for the rest of the day. I managed to made back on some of my losses yesterday, but it was definitely a tougher day. So today, I guess I'm a bit more like conservative on my approach. Even though they say emotions shouldn't affect you, you know what? They do. We're all human, so So 930 lows, interesting. Hold on, let's put this on the 1 minute chart, and then let me put this level as well on TOPSTEP. 22,994. 22,994. Okay, that's going to be the level of target. Again, I don't see like a clear entry and like a rejection off a level that'll put a stop behind with like a high enough RR. So right now we're just waiting for that. You can see here price is rejecting the lower half of the RTH gap. That's nice to see. That's bearishness price action on the 1 minute. You know, if you know this might be a possible entry, to be honest, but again, I'm not loving it. But again, how much is it? 1.5 to 1. You know what? I think I'm gonna. We broke below. You know what? Let me take a short here. Okay, I'm gonna short. This is my short right here. 994. I just like how we broke below today's new day opening gap. RTH lows have been used as rejection, and we should be pushing to 7 o'clock lows here. RR sucks, but it is what it is. Stop loss is right there, actually. It's above like the wicks. I don't want to see it break this new dog at 716. I want to see it push down from here. That was a pretty bullish rejection from all these first presentations. Very bearish entry from my end, definitely in the discount area. But again, I do want to catch this last little bit of price. Just needs to turn from here. Entry, B- for this trade. Risk, C+. It's like a 1-to-1. Nothing impressive. But there's like a 70% chance that it's just going to drive lower to here and hit these relative equal lows. I like how this candle closed on the lower half of the new dog of 716. That's giving me confidence that it's going to push lower. I do want to see definitely a drop from here. 716 new dog is still holding price, which is nice to see. If this candle closes below 716, I'm going to scale in just a bit more. $22 seconds till the candle closes. All right, scaled in one more contract here. Come on, price drop. And I think I'm going to be out here. Still in the trade. And I'm popped out. Surprised it didn't just take us to these relative equal lows here. This is a really nice rejection off of the 1 minute here. Here, I'm going to try to get it again here. Here's my second entry. I like the RTH rejection here of the highs once again. I think it just took out some liquidity here before it drives lower. It's closing below key levels right now. 994 is my target. Keep going, price. Keep going. I'm moving my risk down. It's at 50% right now. I'm going to go to break even very soon here. Once price just digs a bit lower, okay, I might break even. So my stop is here right now. I don't want to see a break above these levels. It has to drive lower from here. We're in the macro time within 1 minute, so. And we're about to hit target. Come on. Don't do this to me. Just drive to 994. $15-second, very, very bearish. We are ticks away right now from closing the position. Come on. There you go. Bam. Man, this wick, honestly, I'm not tilted, but would have been it just would have been better if it just didn't wick me out first before needing to go in on the trade again. And this is what it is, guys. Like, you just have to know where price is going. And sometimes I have the confidence to just re-enter a second I get tapped out because I know that was just a stupid liquidity hunt or a stop hunt. All right, up 400 for the day. Across all my accounts that I copy. I copied, oh yeah. Where's price going to right now? What a drop from the morning. Okay, so where's price gonna go now, guys? It took out liquidity, and to be honest, when it comes to bearish targets, I don't have any more. Like, the only trades I'm looking for right now is longs at this point. So anyone caught this short here with me or no? I'm still flat. I was looking for buys. Yeah, that's might be the better thing here. But ultimately, what's pricing right now? It's pushing into this blue bar here, which is last week's. Or like, look here on the 1 hour. It's a lot less messier than my 1 minute because this is where I do all my first presentations. But you can see here on the 1 hour top left, this is where we have the new week opening gap of 714 and 77. So just like we rejected it once. 4 hour, it looks like it's going to be a pretty bearish close because it kind of wicked into this SIBI, came lower, This is more of like, it's not an instant. I don't think it's like an instant rebalance. An instant rebalance would be like the candle after the next, but you can see here, like definitely a bearish push. And then we just got to wait a bit more. So I still really like the 15-minute relative equal highs here. Like this is a target when we're going up north. Is it going to happen in today's session? I don't think so. Like this was the move, guys. It was shorts. Looking on the 5-minute here. Let me try to see if I can squeeze this around my face. And yeah, if you guys are enjoying the live stream, feel free to drop a like. I'd appreciate that. But yeah, definitely a bearish fucking drop. Where's it going right now? It's probably hunting Monday's first presentation. Like this presentation gets tapped a lot. London lows maybe it's going for London lows right now, guys. But we're definitely in the most discount area of the range here. Just looking at like the most recent price run. So be careful. But gun to my head, I think it might hit 22,945 very shortly. And then off of this, kind of push longs. If it takes out London lows, that might be pretty sick. So it tapped the upper end of 7.7 new week opening gap. The macro ends soon. We can see here how like we use the macro. See at 950 how it just drove price lower. So time and time again, the market reminds me that trading within specific times, that's when you get a higher strike rate. That's when price pushes in one direction and you don't get this like bullshit side like this right here. This is what makes you a negative trader, like consolidation like this. Unless like you're planning to key off like a 4-to-1 off of this level and your stop is at a relatively and you want to hold it through, sure. But times like this, from like here, 830 technically a macro, but just in general, if you're not in a macro, price has a higher chance of moving sideways. So, do you guys have any questions about anything at all? On the 5-minute here, man, my face is still blocking it. You can see it actually took out. So all this like liquidity that I mentioned right before the drop, it's all been taken. I want to see price take London low now. Because if you kind of think about it delivering with a purpose, it would be really nice just to take more session liquidity before pushing. What's my strategy for passing evaluations? So I do 50K accounts because I don't think I'm ever going to trade, maybe in the future, but right now more than 5 minis. So they're $50 at TOPSTEP. They're pretty cheap at Apex as well. If you get them like at 80 or 90% off, if at the time is right, then they're cheap. With Apex, trade the accounts at high impact news, like PPI, CPI. What you can do is like buy 10 accounts at Apex, short 5 and long 5 right before PPI. And half of them pass and half of them don't, but that's the cheapest way, to be honest, and stress-free to make money. TOPSTEP, yeah. There's no rules on TOPSTEP other than it can't hit your MML. That's how we trade Apex. TOPSTEP is a bit more challenging because you have to have 2 consecutive, or you can pass it in 2 days ultimately. day one, you do 1500, day two, you do 1500, and it's just finding high quality setups and doing a max leverage trade. So put your stop loss to 2K, put your target to 1.5K. And then if you manage to do it within the first day, you just have to repeat it for the second day. And sometimes it might, like you might blow your account the second day, but that's the fastest way to pass it. Or maybe for the second day, like you can break down your risk. So take a 3-to-1 or a 2-to-1. And just know that you'll have like 2 back-to-back 2-to-1s. And if you fail the first 2-to-1, the next trade's going to have to be a 3-to-1. So you have kind of 2 shots to attempt the second day at TOPSTEP. That's how I trade. Yeah, exactly. And there's only a consistency rule when it comes to the evaluations. There is no consistency rule when it comes to actually trading live. Yeah, yeah. MFView is definitely a good platform. But right now, you can see price here. It's starting to kind of chop sideways on the upper half of the new week opening gap of last week. Is this a buy signal? I don't think so, right? On the 5-minute, we've got some fair value gaps, forming to the downside. To be honest, like the very first sign of a reversal, and I'm not happy at this level of reversing, is going to be the mean threshold of this wick here, because wicks are gaps. And right here on the 5-minute, yeah, you guys can see it. This is ultimately what you want to see broken to the upside and retested. Like that's like the earliest kind of PD array that you can trade off of. Even on the 1-minute, you can apply the same logic. On the 15-minute, again, it's just London lows are below us. Would I want to trade longs before this gets taken? No, unless price really shows like a market structure shift and it's going to start printing to the upside with speed and direction. I'll hop on that train, but just wait for price to give you something here. Something just fell. My standing desk broke the other day. It only goes down and not up, so it's lower than it should be, but I can't get it back up. So London lows soon short from 5-minute fair value gap. Wait, what are you saying here about London lows soon short from 5-minute fair value gap as first presentation? But that's not the first presentation. The first presentation fair value gap, I don't know how it works in the 5-minute, to be honest. It could be up here. It could be this one right here, right? There's like a small one that it could trade to, okay? So like if you are using the 5-minute to take a trade short, just watch out for that one. And maybe like the trade would be something like this. Like this is what, if I'm not taking the short, but it would be something like this, right? Like a 2.3 right? Just for me to be invalidated, it has to break through this fair value gap, this mini fair value gap, because remember, price can always reach the second fair value gap. Third ones, I don't usually trade that way, but that's what ICT said. And then the mean threshold of this gap, that's where I'd probably leave my stop loss, right? If you want to take like a 5-minute trade, stress-free. 945 candle, yeah. And then London lows, right? So just, if you're targeting London lows, to be honest, I would target, I would personally, my opinion, I'd be a bit more safe and I'll just target 99 or 22,945. It's the high of Monday's first presentation because price is going to stall here. It's going to do one of the two things. It's going to stall, or it's going to rocket through it, or it's going to reject it and bounce the other way. So I personally wouldn't go lower than that. Let's see, 949 fair value up 1-minute. Yeah. The reason why I don't like this either is because look how much we've dropped since the morning. 120 handles. So just remember that like you're taking bets that it's going to drop an additional 30 handle, or from here 45 handles, and it can only retrace 16 more, right? So, but like it's Garrett, but I'm not saying it's a bad trade. It's just those are the risks that you're up against. I was also risks taking the short. And this freaking 948 candle had to wick me out before me getting into the position a second later again. If it didn't wick me out here, then I would have doubled down and it would have been a huge day for me. The best trades are like when like your stop doesn't get hit. It shows that it's not ever going to get there, and then you just double down and price just rockets. Isn't it interesting how it's like you always know when price is going to turn around after you get stopped out? You're like, oh, okay, now it's going to drop. I should have waited an extra 4 minutes for price to do something. So, but honestly, guys, for today's session, let's give it 20 more minutes. Let's give it till like 10, 15, 10 more minutes. And then let's see if we get something. Oh, Muhammad's here. Yeah, Muhammad, you're the reason I went on tilt yesterday. Because of that fair value gap that you pointed. And then I tried to marry my entire bias off of it. It wasn't a fun day yesterday. Muhammad's the reason. I'm going to blame you. I'm going to shift all my blame for my losses and put it on Muhammad. How you doing though? Did you end up in the positives yesterday, Muhammad? Muhammad's gonna get a ban from the channel for making me lose money yesterday on stream. How did your day end up? No, well, Alex, I was down 1K. So I was, and to be honest, from minus 150 to 1K, you know how many trades I took that matched my strategy? Almost zero. So at one point I walked away from the computer. And then I wake up the next day and I'm a brand new man. So I have set on TOPSTEP X. I'm not going to do it today, but in the future, I'm going to set lines. Like once I lose more than 700 in a day, or let's say like 3 losses in a row, I'm done. I can't physically trade anymore, no matter how good PA is. Because what usually happens when you guys blow accounts is, it all happens in a day, at least in my experience. And it's all shit trades. Like at the end, when you blow, you're like, everything was garbage. Nothing was the strategy. And then you're back at evals, paying TOPSTEP or whatever, more money. And then you're pissed at yourself. And then you take all the negative energy and you bring it with you to the evaluations. And then when you get your funded account again, you're scared as shit because you don't want to lose it again. So it's like, this is how they make money off you. It's just an unavoidable downhill of events, and you have to be good with losing and just create solid rules against it. I don't have those rules in place. Like they're in my mind, but sometimes just emotion takes over, especially if you're like a 1-minute trader, and it just takes control of you. Then my wife's like, why are you an emotional trader? Why are you an emotional trader? Just like, please. I'm an emotional guy, okay? Let me blow accounts. Yeah, yeah. So so over the last, I think my best trading, to be honest, guys, is late last year is when I like started pulling consistently out of like TOPSTEP and stuff. And like the last 8 weeks, it's been golden. It's been really good. And I hope it continues that way. Yeah. Oh, hey, Del. Yeah, the daily loss limit, man. So to be honest, it looks like, this trade here on the 5-minute, I don't think you're going to get into it. Garvit never pulled back far enough. And to be honest, if it does pull back from here, I don't know if you want to enter that. It's like, look what like price is essentially just like consolidating. Do you think it's going to push up and then push down? Unless it creates like a really nice low for you to trade off of, like I'm seeing like a double or a triple low. Maybe, right? But just be careful now, Garvit. 2280. People are targeting 2280. Are they fucking crazy? Oh, look at this, guys. I had this from yesterday. We've got this level as well on the charts on the 1 hour. It's far away. It's 160 handles. But here are the 2 levels here. We got a level here. Here, let me use the red line here. Thank you, red line. I would have never seen you. Okay, so here's kind of level 1, and here's level 2 on the 1 hour. Which way is it going to go? I don't know. I personally don't know, right? So that's why we look for like, to be honest, it'd be nice to see this. So what's happening today in the crypto world? I think that's important when we kind of look at NQ as well, because it's global markets. Everything's fucking connected. So number one, today, most likely, I'd probably say like a 95% chance, the Genius bill is getting passed. Once that gets passed, there's going to be a lot more clarity on crypto regulations in America. This is going to drive price up for assets like XRP, Bitcoin, ADA. Look at this, man. It's freaking like this is bullish here. But look at this low res liquidity here on XRP. This is pretty funny to see on the 1 hour. Is that going to be swept? Technically, yeah, it should. But these highs are going to get destroyed once the Genius Act gets passed today. What Trump did is he basically took a bunch of congressmen behind closed doors, and he basically said, like, you guys have to vote yes, and they all agreed to it. So it's going to get passed today. It's trying to form longs, yeah. Like, I don't know, like based on like these retail traders that I'm looking at right now, they're all looking for this level here, but overall, guys, it's like I don't have a clear bias right now. Genius Act, yeah, Genius Act is, I'll tell you guys what it is right now. It stands for something. I read about it this morning. So ChatGPT, and if you guys aren't holding crypto, honestly, like a good investment. Take your profits from trading. If you're not positive, add it to crypto. Genius Act. Right now it's 10:10. We're ending the macro. What's that? Genius Act. Crypto. Yeah, so there's three. There's the Clarity Act, the Genius Act, and there's one more. It's like central bank something. But basically what it is, it's reserve backing and transparency. So there has to be US dollars held against crypto. There is some issue licenses and oversight that has to happen, right? And then some consumer safeguards that are being put into place, KYC being put into place, and stable coin classification to ensure that it's neither a security nor a commodity. Okay, avoiding overlapping with SEC and CFTC junction. That's what today's act is going to be passing on. And then after that passes, it's going to be Clarity Act, and then the Central Bank Digital Currency Act, which I think prevents them from creating their own stable coins. So they're going to have to refer to existing ones like USDC. What's Ripple's stable coin, RLUSD, etc., etc. Yeah, nice little pump right now off of this level. I never hit like Monday's first presentation. Sketchy, but nice little pump. It's pushing into the 5-minute fair value gap here. It is rejecting it. It might. We'll see in 3 minutes if it rejects it. Just wait for the close always. I doubled max 157 and sold out. Nice price. When'd you sell? Was that like pre-Trump or was that like recently, like in the last week? If it inversed in the sell, I'm gonna take a quick long. Okay. You know when I'm gonna take longs, guys? I'll tell you when we get above today's first presentation. That's gonna give me confidence that we're not gonna push any lower. So like longs are gonna be like up here. And to be honest, I think it's gonna be an afternoon session trade where I'm gonna be targeting the highs here. Right? Something like that. 1 year ago. Oh wow, okay, care of it. So yeah, like look at the 15-minute. Just Muhammad, like the one thing I really wish Price did is take out London lows and just at least I freaking dug into Monday's first presentation. But watch, like if it versus in the sell, in a sell. So if inverses on what time frame? On the 5 minute, just watch how this closes. If it closes below this mean threshold here of this blue box on the 5 minute, just be careful about longs, because that just might be a push into this inefficiency with a push lower. Right now it's pushing into like what fair value gaps? Friday's afternoon. Oh, hold on. Today's 7:16. It just pushed into this right here. It just pushed into today's 6 a.m. first presentation. So it's a huge level for this long. So it came back into it. It tapped it. To be honest, guys, I think it's just going to rip from here. Let's see what a short would look like from here. Oh my gosh, guys. I think it's going to go short from here. I hesitated. This is a sick rejection on the 5 minute. This is really good PA for a push lower. Look at this right here. If it drops below this, it just did. Let's see it push up higher into this. Let's see it invert. Let's see. I might take a mini short here. Okay, mini short, guys, for 150. I'm not risking a lot. And I'm targeting 22946. 946. 22946 is my target. I got it right there on that candle. My stop is here above 6 a.m. It's a 1-to-1. I'm not risking a lot, only 150 for this trade. Let's see if it's going to push. Highly doubt it's going to get to my stop here. Yeah, I think it's going to go down. I think it's got 80% chance it goes down, 20% chance it decides to just be silly and go up. The time right now kind of sucks. It's 10:16. We're not in a macro time. We're bouncing off of, so like there aren't like risks against this. Don't say that there aren't. I want to see this IFEG hold. So this is like an IFEG play here, Kirivit, okay? Like this right here, I want it to hold. I don't want to go higher. And this fair value gap right here as well, I want it to hold. I want all this to hold here. I scaled in a bit. I like these rejections. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't take the long, man. It wasn't looking pretty for longs. Look at that, guys. I'm pretty confident in this trade. My stop is right here right now. To be honest, the stop can be actually here. There's no reason for it to not freaking get to that level. All right, I'm risking 200 for 260 now. Still, RR is doo-doo garbage. You know what? I'm gonna move my stop up a bit. I wanted to get like above like the 5 minute inversion here. That. So what's pushing price right now to the downside? It's this freaking the high of. I might get out for 135 to be honest. I'm not. Okay. Hopefully this 5-minute fair value gap, just a negative here as we're trading into a new week opening gap high, and it's just bouncing off of it for like quick scalps. It's definitely not a good thing. I'm going to trail my stop to this high right here that I just pierced into, and in just a couple of seconds here. $997. No bueno, guys. It needs to turn from here now. Surprise I didn't drive lower to Monday's first presentation after such a strong rejection on the 5-minute. Come on, turn around here. You went high up enough. One minute looks brutal. Just pushing into this bearish order block here. It's pushing into Wednesday's first presentation afternoon. I want to see close below here. Like it definitely pushed, the upper boundaries of these gaps here. Come on, dump from current price. Yeah, I wanted to dump as well. That's like an instant rebalance on the 1 minute. That's bullishness there. Yes, thank you for that drop. Keep dropping now. 1 minute. All right. This 5-minute fair value gap is doing work, guys. I'll tell you this right now. Beautiful. My stop is just right above that high there. No, keep dropping. So anyways, it is what it is, guys. I think I'm gonna get tagged out here. I don't think that will get a bearish push, but we'll see. Yeah, there you go. 170. All right. Unfortunate. So far for the day, I'm at what? 2 wins, 1 loss. Should I have taken that? Nah, it is what it is. Wasn't in macro time. But guys, I think on that note, I think I'm done trading for the day, or at least for this session, until we get a bit more clarity on where price wants to go. And without further ado, guys, take care. Talk soon. Drop a like, and if you enjoyed it, drop a sub. Bye for now.